Joining us in the faculty lounge this afternoon to talk about a big project in Lincoln County, specifically in Canton, South Dakota, is John Frick. He is on the, is it council or commission?
Commission.
Commission in Lincoln County in Canton. And then we also have Kristen Townsend and Susan Beachler?
Beachler.
Beachler is with us, and so we're going to be talking with all of them in just a little bit, so please stay with us. John Frick, hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much for making yourself available. So, Canton, South Dakota, you want to build something. What is it, and why do you want to build it?
We do. We're very excited. We want to build a new pool, and we think we're going to get it done. Our pool is 50 years old, our current pool, and it's wore out, and it's time for a new one.
You can't find any little inner tube replacement parts or anything for this thing, or not?
You know, that's been suggested by a person or two, but we have done that. We have made those repairs over the years, and it's really getting to the point now to repair it to the point where it needs to be repaired. It's just too costly. The upkeep is tremendous now.
Sioux Falls has a little experience with that.
Yeah.
And we're going through it again with Spellerberg.
Right.
So what are you proposing to do here?
We're looking to build a new modern facility with zero entry and a big slide and lily pads and all the fun things.
You want to build like an urban pool.
We want it all. We feel that we're a premier community and we're going to build a premier pool. So it's going to be a nice big pool, and it's going to cost us about $3 million to do so, but we think we can get the job done.
$3 million, you know, in Sioux Falls, that doesn't even build a wading pool here.
Right.
So I don't know how you're going to get that. So is this going to be indoors or outdoors?
It's going to be an outdoor pool.
Okay. Is it going to have actual real swimming space, so people who actually want to do like lap swimming and stuff, is that going to be available?
Absolutely. It's going to have lap swimming with marked lanes. It's going to have a zero entry on the other end. It's going to have a diving board. It's going to have a climbing wall, a basketball hoop.
This is almost like a rec center kind of thing.
Yeah, it's going to have a big slide. It's also going to have a wave pool where you can walk against the current.
John, you can't do this for $3 million.
No, we actually can, and we're going to. And we have the designs. USA Aquatics has built it out for us, and it's going to be a very nice pool, as nice as any you can find around in the area.
Now, I've been getting updates. You've got a fundraising thing going, but you're also having a public vote. When is that, and how much is it for?
The public vote will be June 11th. That will be for a bond issue of up to $1.5 million.
Okay, and then the rest of the money, the other $1.5 million, is coming from nice folks like you.
Well, that is up to $1 million will be fundraised. We're about a quarter of the way there. We've raised well over $250,000 so far, so we're very excited that, and we really haven't even started fundraising yet.
Okay.
And the city has been putting aside some funds for a few years, so we have about $750,000 that the city is ready, willing, and able to contribute.
Okay, so they got 750 plus the 1.5. That's 2.25. So you need 750, and you got about 250,
Yep.
and it's coming in every day.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So what are we going to call this place?
It's going to be the Canton Aquatic Center.
Okay, and the pool that you have now, is this that's going to just completely disappear? The concrete's going to go away. All the stuff's going to go, and you're going to go on the same site, or what are you doing?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's one of the reasons we're able to do it at the price that we can, is because we're going to use the current site. We're even going to use some of the current form, the current pool as a form for the new pool. That's going to save us quite a bit of construction cost.
That'll do. Are you going to able to save like the locker rooms and all that kind of stuff? Or are you redoing that too?
We're building an entirely new bathhouse.
Bathhouse, excuse me.
Okay. With concessions, and we're also attaching a new concession and modern bathrooms for the baseball parks that are right next door. So
Ooh.
we're very excited
So
about
you're
that.
kind of coordinating things.
We are. We're covering multiple things here.
Okay. Let's give you a break, and we're going to talk with Susan Beachler. She is also in the faculty lounge with us. Susan, hi, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Thank you very much for making yourself available. So why do you care about this?
Well, I have been, I lived in Canton growing up, left Canton when I was 18 years old and was in the Army and got out of the Army and decided I could have lived anywhere, chose to come back to Canton for numerous reasons. I came back and we still had the same swimming pool that we had when I was a child. Like we said, it was built in 1957. Some changes were made to it, but basically it was the same swimming pool and everything looked the same. Canton is a wonderful community, and which is one of the reasons we chose to come back here and raise our family. We have 5 children. One of the things that we looked at with the swimming pool is if you ever have been to Canton, you see it. There's a pipe that goes around the inside of the swimming pool that is how the pool is filtered. That's very antiquated. Numerous kids get injured on it each year, about 10 to 15. You know, as my children started swimming and getting into the pool, and that started happening, and I started seeing that was one of the things that made me think it's time for a new pool. I hadn't, thought about that. Got involved with our community. I've served on boards with that. This isn't the first time Canton has tried to get a new pool. We tried about 8 years ago to do this, and we were unsuccessful in getting the right people energized to do this, and so we stepped back and took some time and relooked at things, surveyed the community, and again, the concern for the pool and how it is came back up, and it was a priority for us to have a new pool in our community. And so again, I decided I'll get involved in this new task force.
And then also joining us is Kristen Townsend, and she allegedly is the money lady. I don't know if that's true or not, but hi, how are you?
I'm great, thanks.
So what is your role in this project?
I am the chair of the campaign development group. I'm fundraising chair.
Okay, so you are the money lady.
I guess so.
Okay, how's it going?
It's going really, really well. We're excited. We've gotten a quarter of the way through our campaign already. $250,000 to our goal.
Okay, and so and the goal is specifically how much?
$1 million.
Okay, so has that? There's a guy down there who used to play around with concrete, pipe and stuff like that. Murray.
Yes.
Murray, last name is Rowe.
Rowe. Helen and Murray Rowe are
Have you been
our
able to
co-chairs.
pry up? Oh, he's on the committee.
They are our co-chairs for
Okay.
this campaign. That's
Okay.
right.
Okay, well, that's
They've
good
been
then.
wonderful.
Okay, have you been able to pry open that moth-encrusted wallet of his to get some money from him?
Well, I think they're going to be very instrumental in the campaign. I think that's fair to say.
Okay. So how do you go about raising $1 million in Canton, South Dakota?
Well, we've already been talking to individual donors, and that's the big point in a town like Canton is getting to know individuals who are passionate about this community and about a program like the Aquatic Center. It's been 15 years in the making, and we've been talking about this a long time. So we've been talking to interested parties and making individual family gifts so far.
Okay, so $5? Will
Larger
you take
gifts
$5?
so far, but we're taking gifts of all sorts.
Okay.
And then, we have the individual smaller gifts coming in. We have even an ice cream social coming up. So
I was going to say rummage
yeah,
sales work really well at some of
absolutely.
these kinds of things.
$50,
$100 here and there, and pretty soon you got real money.
Later in the year, we're known for our car show, so we're going to be having fundraising going on for a long time.
What's the time frame for the fundraising? Have you got a date set that you're going to be done by a certain date?
Well, presuming that our bond issue passes, we'd like to have through the end of the year, obviously through the summer, we'd like to see the most of our fundraising done, but through the end of the year.
Okay. And the way this works, I'm going to come back to the city commission member. Back in the old days, before the city could let a bid on anything, you actually got to have the money in the bank. So you can't do a notice to bidders on this until you've got the bond issue approved and you've gotten commitments and or the checks in the bank, right?
Well, that's correct. We will, as soon as the bond issue passes, that's at the point we will start letting for bids.
Okay.
Our fundraising will not be complete, but we'll have enough fundraised to where we can do the main structure of the
Okay, so the
pool.
2.25 you're going to have in your pocket after the bond issue passes and the city funds, that'll get you started. The 100 or the $1 million that you're going to raise that's being raised privately is add-on stuff.
We'll probably have at least half of that privately raised money by that time, or close to half of it. The rest, it's, whether or not we can do the slide or the lily pad walk or some other things will depend on exactly how much we fundraise.
Okay, I'm going to play the cranky old guy because every town's got one or two or three, and some of them actually show up at meetings, and all of them vote, usually. You're going to raise my taxes. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to raise my taxes. Stop it.
Well, that's part of it. It's an investment in our community, and yes, taxes are going to go up. If you own a $100,000 home, your taxes will go up close to $100 a year. And we're asking people to make that commitment to our community. We feel that our community needs to grow and we need to move forward. The alternative of not going forward is costly too. Mm-hmm. So we want to attract new residents. We want to build new homes. We want to bring in new businesses. We don't feel this is the end all to do all that, but it's a piece of that puzzle.
Okay, so you're going to raise my taxes on my palatial estate, $100,000 house by $100. How many years is it going to take to pay off this bond issue?
It'll be a 20-year bond.
Okay. Okay. $100? That's a lot of money.
I think we figured that out to be 28 cents a day.
Ooh, see, now you're getting someplace. See,
yeah.
Now you're doing the good argument thing. Okay, that's good. So, is there organized opposition? Obviously, you're the proponents, and we're not required to have on opponents. But let's be fair. Some people don't like this idea. What are they saying? Are they playing the curmudgeonly "don't raise my taxes at all"? Period. That's it.
Well, they're talking about the tax issue. That's one of the things that we keep hearing about. And the other is the size of the pool. Does it need to be that large to make it usable or to be workable for our community?
Okay, so when you say how large is large? Is this going to be big enough for what, 200 people at a time, 300 people at a time? How are the pool people designing this thing?
Well, they're talking about 8,000 square foot of surface space, and currently we're running about 5,000.
Yeah, we feel this pool is prepared for the future. It's not just big enough for the current residents of Canton. We're anticipating growth over the next 10, 15 years.
Well, that's a prudent thing for you to do. You have to plan for that, because if you don't, 5 years from now, when you've outgrown whatever it is you build, the same people that didn't want you to build it in the first place are going to be mad at you because you built it too small in the first place.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
And Canton's done a lot of research. I mean, I give the folks on the task force a lot of credit for comparing with a lot of other communities that have done pools recently, from Flandreau to Inwood, which is right across the way from us. They've compared to, we talked about the cost. Mm-hmm. And, Rick, you mentioned, what that could get, the cost of what we're building could get you in Sioux Falls and how that cost seemed kind of low. We compared to what some neighboring communities have built, and the cost seemed really quite low, and especially per capita for how many people we have. The cost is very, very low. So when we look at what, 8,000 square feet of surface water is in Canton compared to, say, Inwoods, which is 5,000 square feet, our cost per surface area is $375 per square foot versus $440 per square foot in Inwood. So we know that we're keeping the cost down, and it's, the per capita cost of the project for us is for Canton $981 per person versus $2,703 per person in Inwood.
Wow.
That's a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
They've done some significant research in Canton to make sure that we're getting a really good bang for our buck.